The past 2 years have been some of the most challenging in our lifetimes, particularly in education. It can often feel like taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. But in the midst of immense challenges, we are grounded in hope for the future.
Opening our eyes to today's challenges opens our minds and hearts to the possibilities of tomorrow. We have a glimpse of a bright future, one that we can move forward to together.
Now more than ever, there is potential to forge a new path, expand new opportunities, and shift the system towards educational excellence and equity for all.
Hello, my name is Sylvie Brownstein. I teach 1st grade here at Frederick Douglass Elementary School. I teach all subjects: reading, writing, math, science, social studies, even music, art, and PE. I love it.
Hi, I'm Daniel Perez. I'm a 6th and 7th grade science teacher at Madison Middle. Go Mustangs!
Hi, my name is Shea. I teach 8th grade science at Horace Mann Middle School.
To say that the last 2 years has been a wild ride is an understatement. There's just been a lot of stress piling up on teachers, not even to say anything about students. And learning to kind of overcome those stresses and still be able to make sure we're serving our kids 100% has been difficult.
The pandemic was really a challenge for my students because they're in 1st grade, so their pre-K years were completely remote and half of their kindergarten year was online. How are 1st graders supposed to learn on a computer? They don't know how to type yet, right? Growth mindset here, but that was really a challenge for them.
Online learning was no joke, and coming back to school this year, kids are experiencing severe gaps, not only academically, but socially as well and emotionally, which we're definitely seeing in the classroom.
They went from just being in their screens to returning to school in a classroom filled with other students. So we're already testing each other's patience from the get-go. Students need to relearn how to make friends, how to work together, how to build knowledge together, and that's definitely been the biggest challenge that we've been working on, and it's how to learn as a group rather than learn individually.
Good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning, Miss B.
I am so proud of my social emotional learning impact that I've made on these children, not only in the 1st grade, but 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade. I saw the kids did not know how to process their emotions. So I took it upon myself to develop the Mindfulness Club and incorporate social emotional learning on a daily basis in my classroom. Now, what does this mean, right? I did some research and I found the 5 castle competencies of social emotional learning, right? Self-awareness, relationship building, confidence. Teaching these students, these scholars, has been such a rewarding experience because now I see when my students are feeling stressed and they're feeling so much angst within them, they know what to do. Can I show you what they do? This is one of the tools that I've taught them just to add into their mindfulness social emotional learning toolbox. Go ahead and join me now. This is just one of the many tools I've taught my students. They deserve to know how to handle their emotions, as we all do. But especially growing up in Overtown, you need to have those tools in your toolbox because life's not gonna get easier. It's gonna get harder, to be honest. And I'm here today preparing my students for what's to come.
Just background knowledge, in terms of science in middle school, there's a lot of emphasis put on 8th grade because that's our tested year. So 6th and 7th grade, although we love them, we don't get as much support as the 8th grade classes. So my innovation was really just that I went hands-on on planning. I worked with other teachers, with other groups of people to make sure that there were resources for 6th and 7th grade classes that kind of kept up a rigor and an excitement throughout all years in middle school. So kids were doing hands-on labs as soon as they came into the building on their first day of 6th grade and continued to do hands-on labs up until 8th grade year. And so those are resources that now ETO shares with their schools, and you can see them in a lot of classrooms as well.
Being in Mr. Perez class is very fun. Like, he's the type of person that loves saying jokes. You can learn and have fun at the same time. He is very nice to each and every one of his students. We sometimes can get him in a bad mood, but like at the end of the day, he loves us and we love him. He's such a good teacher. I love him. He's one of my favorite teachers.
I want students to walk in on the first day of 6th grade and begin learning science hands-on, active, and rigorously up until they leave 8th grade. And I think creating that atmosphere that science is something you do and not just something you learn is something that I'm helping at least one step at a time to create.
Some of the issues that I was noticing and challenges that we were facing last year especially is that we weren't able to physically do science. Science is a sensory subject. You're manipulating things, you're making observations, and that just can't be conveyed across a computer screen. So this year, I really wanted to bring that full force with the hands-on collaboration, not just in the classroom, but also with my after-school STEM program. So what motivated me to start my after-school STEM program is simply time and the constraints of benchmarks and standardized testing. There were so many experiments that I wanted to do myself, like blowing things up, making slime, building rockets that we just can't do during the class period. So I decided to start an after-school STEM program to be able to provide my students with those opportunities to get their hands dirty working with STEM. The impact that my STEM program has had on the students has been amazing. They've portrayed to me that this has inspired them to want to continue on in the STEM education and pursue STEM maybe as a major in college. And it's also helped to build a community after school of like-minded students who support each other and are interested in the same things.
Being in Ms. Shea's classroom is way different from being in other classrooms. In another class, I'll feel pressure or tense, but in Ms. Shea's class, I would feel eager to learn, and I really appreciate her for that. And I would just like to say thank you, Ms. Shea. She's a great teacher, honestly.
Teach for America has helped to develop me into a leader because of the people who are there to support me. Not only has my cohort helped me to become a better teacher in the classroom, but also the opportunities that have been afforded to me through Teach for America.
Teach for America has helped me develop into a better leader through the seminars we attend, through the community, right? Cultivating inspiring and motivating conversations amongst my colleagues, my coaches, other Teach for America staff, and really building that tight-knit community of support. Because teaching isn't easy, but when you have a community of leaders behind you and standing with you, you can do anything.
My students are amazing. They are smart, intelligent, creative human beings. My hope is just that they get access and are able to really build on that intelligence that they have. Our students are able to do anything. I just want to make sure that they have the opportunity to do it all.
Onward together, imagine what is possible when we all raise our hands.